All right, something else you can consider when you're training by yourself. So once again, you're probably familiar with a certain length of weapon. So this is about a 24-inch stick, maybe a little longer than that. But what you want to think about when you're doing this is what weapons are you going to find either on the street or in another environment, okay? If you're used to using only one length weapon, you're going to be surprised at what you end up coming up with, okay? So, obviously you want to become proficient with the weapons that are the key to your system, okay? In my case, it's this length stick and probably the Zanzibar, or that's called a Goodbye Haro from Lameko Eskrima. But you want to make sure you can have functionality of other weapons and other weights, okay? So when you're doing this, pick up other length weapons. So if I'm used to using this length weapon, and I grab something like this, okay, so it's only, I don't know, maybe 5 inches difference in that, okay? But difference in weight, difference in length, okay? If you're used to, when you're swinging a stick, going like this, it's gonna feel weird when you pick up a heavy stick, okay? This is big and heavy. It's gonna have a different control to it. It's gonna feel weird, okay? Also, this weight, it precludes your ability to flick your wrist. Okay, why? Because you have a heavier stick and you flick that wrist, it's gonna come flying out of your hand. Your hand's gonna fatigue faster too, okay? So there's a real benefit behind training with a heavy weapon. Why? Well, if you're used to flicking your wrist, you're gonna fatigue really fast with a heavy weapon, and you're gonna find out you can't strike hard because you're using just the speed of your hand. When you use a heavier weapon, you learn how to use your body to drag it out and to slow it down. So you're not just trying to use the hand to stop it, using your body as well. Movement, positioning, shoulder, torque, okay? Now, so the difference in weight. Obviously, this is really long, okay? So some things I can pull off with this, I can't pull off with this. This is just way too long. I would have to be able to use other mechanisms to clear this, okay? So this is also one where you go, well, it's almost too long to swing. I've got to fight in different methodology, okay? So if you're thinking about, what are my lines here? So you have these two-handed lines. I think Guro calls the system Dos Manos Largos, or he calls it the Louisville Slugger system, okay? So you have, long strikes here, here, overheads, thrust. Obviously your lines are here, okay? But you also have them from here. So you can use two hands separate, what I call two hands short. You can hit, you can thrust, you can uppercut, you can thrust, you can hit down. So that's two hands, okay? Once again, you don't know what you're going to come up with. So being able to use this as a viable tool might be something you want to play with, okay? Once again, the more you play, the more functional you're going to be, and the more you're going to understand the long term and short term, okay? So also, and I don't have a way to demonstrate it here right now, but if you have a pole or a tree or a heavy bag, working on just stroking in the air, awesome. It's going to really help you out a lot, okay? But learning how to stroke and then hit and then back up, so you go from missing to hitting, from missing to hitting, from hitting to missing, or just working on pure power stroking and hitting the bag, that's good training too. I think if you don't ever hit anything, okay, you're never going to know what it feels like to make contact with a person you're trying to hit, and that first time is going to slow you down, it's going to shock you a little bit. Also, you don't know how to absorb the impact behind the blow. So if you're just learning, if you're just good at stroking to here, your grip may not be sufficient at time of impact to actually make it work. Okay, so for right now, if you're in a small area, I can train within one of these 4 by 6 foot pads and still have plenty of room to move around. Okay, if you're in a smaller environment where you've got TVs and children and cats, forget the cats, don't worry about them. You can hit them if you want to. But if you're in a small environment, you can't be making these wild swings. So if anything, it makes you become much more aware of keeping your weapons very close to your body, not extending your grip to either side, and keeping control of what you're doing. Okay. So I like non-impact training for beginners, mostly because we're just trying to kind of groove in the ability to move the weapon smoothly. Okay. Impact training has to be included eventually. Impact training can be targets, things thrown at you can hit out of the air, heavy bags, trees, poles. Just make sure you don't beat the hell out of your weapons, okay? So with that thought in mind, Rattan is traditionally used in Filipino martial arts because it's inexpensive and it's readily available. And the third thing is, it doesn't hurt really that bad when you get hit. So yeah, I mean, I've been busted up, I've been cut a couple times with rattan, but it's not gonna break bones, not seriously, okay? When you're considering a stick that you wanna carry for a weapon, none of these are heavy enough. I want a much more denser weight to swing that. I have Bahi, Cocobolo, some nice hickory sticks that I have that are definitely fighting sticks. They're combat sticks, they're not training sticks, okay? So with that in mind, if you're just training with rattan, a light stick, and you're used to swinging that, and you go to your combat stick, or even, God forbid, I have several flashlights that are about this long that are great for training, impact training. You go from a rattan stick that weighs a couple ounces to a 5 or 6 cell flashlight that weighs 1.5 pounds. You're in for a moment of enlightenment pretty fast. So you want to be able to go between heavy weapons and light weapons, long weapons and short weapons on a pretty regular basis, and not have your technique suffer too much in the process, okay?